That is an amazing dance, sir. Welcome to another edition of MoSho D&D. And as you can see, we have our infamous dungeon master here, Justin. That was the Muppet dance, in case you couldn't tell exactly what it was that he was doing there. So,
that's how it makes me feel.
As you can see, Justin also wearing his New Orleans Saints New Orleans Saints hoodie.
It is a hoodie.
In protest of the Saints not making it to the Super Bowl.
Still protesting.
And I believe you said that you are,
going away.
And I believe that you said you are so upset that you actually are watching AAF.
I am. I'm watching
the Alliance. Football. Do you have a team, or are you just watching?
Yes. Well, I had to pick the Texas team, so it is all about the San Antonio Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see a really cool highlight, check out the highlight.
That's where the dude got blasted and the helmet goes flying off like a rocket sock'em robot.
Yeah, Sean Washington comes in totally unblocked. Boom! Sean with 2 A's.
And that dude did not even look like the quarterback. His eyes were so locked in on where he was throwing that ball. He had no clue that he was just about to get blown the hell up, man.
It was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So let's jump right into this here. So we are leveling up our human wizard. It's Bas Gobhar, which is my character, in the Legends of Concordia, which is kind of our El Paso-based Dungeons and Dragons, mythical land, kind of post-apocalyptic. The most recent episode we took on I'm blanking on the name already. The
Blackbriar.
The Blackbriar is who it was. Who was tough. Like that was hands down. That was our toughest challenge and battle at that point. Like it took every ounce of wizardry that I had to do enough damage to that stinking thing. Because I think at one point Hespina actually was knocked out.
Yep.
And the characters were taking some pretty significant damage there, but we were able to take out the Blackbriar. We got the feet. We sold them. We finagled a bunch of stuff with the local ne'er-do-well, local shopkeeper, I guess.
Yeah, the little hedge wizard who lives outside of town who brokered the sale of various parts of this magical creature, this evil fey creature, the Blackbriar, that's been was twisting the land or the land had twisted.
We couldn't quite. Yeah, it was chicken and the egg.
There's some answers there, but
couldn't quite figure out what it was. What came first? Like what was twisting who? Because as we killed the Blackbriar, then obviously all of the
land started to recover.
Exactly. Like it was almost covered like a dark tar everywhere, and as we killed the Blackbriar, that kind of lifted, and then the sun came out, and everything was glorious. But where we left off, and this is where I'm a little bit confused because I'm actually forgetting this in the last episode, because we were kind of gung-ho about going after the Olstein.
Yes, so in the Keep of the Red Raider, Lombard.
Get it? Red Raiders?
Yeah. The Keep of the Red Raider has a temple that the Olstein has placed there because he is a large financial contributor to the Red Raider's success. So they allow him to have this temple there. And our team was sort of investigating this, wanting to maybe cause some significant damage to the temple. They want to bring some sort of fight to the Olstein in protest of his past actions with our gnomish cleric's character Hespina.
Hespina's got beef with the Olstein.
Yeah, so they want to get some sort of revenge. So they're sort of investigating that town and area before they head back with the heart of the Blackbriar to take back to Dovin.
Oh, that's right.
Dovin McCree.
Because we're also still
Wizard College.
Yeah, we're also still in the process of figuring out the evil plot coming from south of the borders. They're killing off all of the royals down there as well. And if you need any of these backstories, all of the episodes are available here on our YouTube channel. Just look up the playlist, MoSho D&D. We also have when we created all of these characters.
Yeah.
So if you want to go back, so if you're wondering kind of what Hespina's problem with the Olstein is, all of those answers are sitting in that video as we created the gnome cleric Hespina Paplomovus. We've also got Bonar Growrod. That was our first character that we created.
Yes,
that was
the
half-orc barbarian. And then we also have our kind of our stealth character. He's a dark elf, isn't he?
No, he's a regular elf. He's an elf. He's not a dark elf.
Yeah, for some reason I always keep thinking he's a dark elf.
It's because he's a rogue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's rogue. But that's
he's
Zaisu,
an elf. He's
Robo.
Zaisu, which literally means
thief.
Thief. This was his name.
So and looking in the chat here, producer Dave, he's looking at, so producer Dave, he's the one that does the AfterBuzz with me. He's also the one that produces our MoSho Deities. He's still obsessed with my plan to silence the Blackbriar with the wand of web.
Oh yeah.
And basically busting that thing in her face and covering her mouth up. So anyway, but now it's time.
The wand.
Yeah, you just shoot it, but you gotta do that a couple times first.
Get it primed.
Weird. Okay, so now we're leveling up. So the big leap was from level 4 to level 5.
Yes,
that's kind of the first big leap that happens in creating characters. So now we're actually going from level 5 to level 6, and we're doing it with the human wizard. So what is the first thing that we're going to be doing in leveling up from a wizard from level 5 to level 6?
So the first thing, of course, is your hit points are going to go up.
All right.
So it's going to be 4 plus your Constitution modifier.
I was at 28.
So now you're going to add 5 more to that.
So we're looking at 33.
So that's hit points. Of course, that's how much damage he can take. You know, like it can be abstract, like him dodging. It can be like, and imagine like taking bumps and bruises and stuff. And of course, the higher level the characters get, the more hit points they get. Their proficiency bonus stays the same. Basically, you get 1 more 3rd level spell.
Okay.
All right, so we'll take a peek, and you can add a 3rd level spell to your spell book.
Okay, and actually, it's going to get to the point here.
We're going
something
to
we're talking about. We are going to need to start adding, because in case you can't see. So this is the character sheet that we have here, and over here's a list of all the spells, and I'm running out of room. And here's the notes that I've been taking for the actual storyline of Legends of Concordia, which I've run out of time.
Can't see any of them.
Yeah, it's just a white page.
It's just a white page. It is totally
I promise
full.
you, it's there.
It's all
man.
writing.
It's right fucking there.
Everywhere, all of it.
Which again, you probably still can't see it there. But anyway, okay. So we've upped the hit points. We're up to 33.
Yep.
Now you can see it. Oh, look at that! Yay!
Mirror, victory is ours. So now the other thing is you get an arcane tradition perk, right? Because like you know how you're evocation specialist, so you're an expert in summoning primordial forces to deal damage to people, right?
And which means I can. So if I have a fireball per se, I can guide it around people that are on my side. So if, let's say we have 2 of our characters around some sort of a demon, and I want to send something in there that takes up a big space, I can move it so they don't get hit. I don't have to worry about, oh, this is going to damage them, or if I'm shooting something straight, it's like I can make sure that they're not being affected by this.
Yeah,
like the wand of web.
Exactly. So like Bonar's fighting, and then Bas Gobhar can like make the lightning go around Bonar to hit the bad guy. And that was his first one, and that one's really, really powerful. And it's the one you're going to get right now might seem a little underwhelming comparatively.
Well, that sucks. What do we got?
You're getting Potent Cantrip. So you know your Firebolt Cantrip spell that you hit people with?
Yes.
So you have certain cantrip spells that if they're going to take...
The cantrips that I have, I believe I've got Firebolt, Light, Mage Hand, and Ray of Frost.
Yeah.
So those are cantrips. So what the cantrips are, they don't use up a spell slot in the sense of, like you can only use, like right now I can only use 4 level 1 spells in a day, 3 level 2s, and 2 level 3s. But the cantrips don't count towards any of that. You can just cast those over and over and over again without it taking any one of those slots.
Yes. And the cantrips get more powerful as you themselves get more powerful. But the neat thing is you're getting this cool thing called Potent Cantrip. That's the ability. Which means if your cantrip grants your enemy a save, normally if they save against a cantrip, nothing happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have Potent Cantrip and they save, they're still going to take half damage.
Okay. So if I were to do Firebolt and they can save on that, if they complete the save, it's not nothing, it's half damage.
Yeah. So that lets your the weird part about it is you don't have any.
I don't have anything that'll work.
Any cantrips that actually play off that currently.
This is why it's underwhelming, ladies and gentlemen.
Currently, but if you get, so what is it? There are some you can take. Wait, where is that? Like acid.
We're doing acid, folks.
Yes, if you pick up Acid Splash for your next cantrip, that'll work because it's going to be 2d6 damage on 2 creatures.
Oh, look at that.
And they save or they take half.
Okay.
So
am I getting that now?
You are not. You don't have enough.
You were fucking lying when you were saying that this thing was underwhelming.
It's kind of underwhelming because of your selection of stuff. That's so weird.
Well, you know.
I think there might be a way to sub out cantrips. We will check.
No, I'm committed to what I've picked. Like I'm good with my decisions in life.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll look into that later. But yeah. So it's very underwhelming. But the cool thing is, you get another 3rd level spell, and 3rd level spells for wizards are really, really potent, and that's when
the 3rd level spells are really what saved us from the Blackbriar in this last episode, because that was when I was able to use Fireball, and that was much needed, and able to get past that battle, because if I had not done that, we would have died, because the problem with Blackbriar was, if you didn't have, like, something we had to do prior to is we had to make sure that we had
magical weapons in
order to
hurt her,
and because if you're just going in with like a sword, it's not going to do anything. It had to have been a magical sword or something. We noticed at the very beginning with the arrows. Aramis fired an arrow that just basically went through the Blackbriar, didn't do a whole lot because there was nothing done to it. But then Zaisu used a magical arrow, and that did some serious damage to Blackbriar.
Yes, they have as monsters get more powerful, they get resistances to certain things. Like some monsters might be like immune to fire, or some monsters.
So that's when you have to use frost, or something like that.
Yes, they get definitely more powerful. So 3rd level, we had gone through 3rd levels before when you first hit level 5, right? Some of them. And based on what we were talked about last time, one of the things that you were interested in was the counter spell, which lets you shut down your opponent's magic. So they're trying to cast something. You picked up Fly already, and you picked up Fireball.
Yeah, those were the 2 level 3s that I already have.
Yes. The other one you were interested in was Haste, which makes people move double, basically. Like, it makes them do more actions, and that was one of the ones you were interested. You were also interested in Lightning Bolt, which is kind of like Fireball, but instead of like a big area, it's like a long straight line, and it's lightning damage. You were also, which one were you interested in? You were interested in, I'm going off memory here. I think you were interested in water breathing as well.
Yes, but now
I'm leaning, of a utility spell.
True, and right now I'm leaning towards counter spell.
Yeah, that's always a cool one. So one of their arch nemesis is Wizbone, the sort of gnomish wizard inventor. He casts a lot of spells, and so counterspell could just like stop him if his spells are 3rd level or lower. Just stop it. The other thing is, like, knowing that you're going against the Olstein, he has clerics in his employ, and they have spells, so counterspell could.
So I would be able to prevent them from being able to.
Yeah.
So let's lock it in. We're going counterspell.
Lock it in. It's a cool spell. So the way counterspell works is you just wait, and then as a reaction on your turn, you can choose to cast your counterspell. You can also use it to shut down a magical effect that's already in place. So, like, say your opponent has Fly cast on themselves, and they're flying around.
So I could hit them, and then would it just drop them out of the sky?
I think you can. Hold on. Now I'm not sure if you can do that. I might just be lying. I am lying. I'm thinking of Dispel Magic.
He's a liar.
Ignore that last part.
That's okay. I'm still good with counterspell.
It's still really good.
Because I got a feeling it's going to be coming in handy, especially with the kind of battles that we're going to be running into with.
And as the more powerful the enemies get, they start getting access to crazy spells too, and being able to like shut down a cloud.
And that's the thing too, is needing to be able to kind of balance all the spells that I have.
I think you have a nice healthy mix of defensive and offensive magics. That's the fun part about a wizard. Because, like, for other spellcasting classes, they have a limited number of spells. So, like, their selection is a lot smaller. So, like, a sorcerer has, like, way less spells options than you. But you can just cast way more spells. But so he's just going to be, like, fireball, 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 fireball. And he'll start, like, spending his hit points and stuff. And then, like, a warlock has, like, 2 spells. And then they they have all sorts of weird other powers that augment the spells. But like, the versatility of a wizard is always super fun. But that's pretty much it.
So that's the whole level up.
That's level 6.
Like, we're not adding any points. We're not adding any extra spells.
So next level on 7th, right? You're gonna get a 4th level spell.
Okay.
That's huge. 4th levels are pretty cool.
And even cooler than 3, huh?
You can get Ice Storm.
So as a tease, let's lead this in here a little bit to kind of what are we looking at when it comes to level 4
Level 4 spells. Let's give you an example of a super cool level 4 spell coming after next level. you could get conjure elementals.
What does that do?
You would summon a creature of elemental energy, such as a fire elemental, to wander around onto the battlefield and start punching people. Or you could get Ice Storm, which is like a so much more powerful version of Fireball.
An even more powerful version of Fireball.
Yeah.
But obviously, this one would be different in the sense that if you have a creature that is immune to fire damage, you would want to use Ice Storm.
Yeah.
But if you're something that is you can't deal it like ice damage, you still have to use the Fireball.
Yeah, so like,
because I mean, it doesn't matter how much damage it can do if they're impervious to whatever the spell is. It's not going to do anything anyway.
So Ice Storm's cool because it's like a 20-foot. It's a smaller radius. It's like a 20-foot, but it's like 40 feet high.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes up a big cylinder, and it like he deals cold damage and like force damage, like bludgeoning, because like these giant balls of ice are falling down and smashing into them. And it makes all the terrain like hard to walk through after that point. So then everyone's like stuck.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool one. It's 300-foot range.
Got some distance.
Got some distance on that column of ice. It's a cool one. There's cool spells coming up. But we're gonna get something. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump your elbow. We're gonna get something scheduled here in the next couple. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks we have a date set.
Right? Yeah, we should get something locked up here shortly for the next actual stream.
Yes.
Trying to gather 5 people's schedules together. It's not the easiest thing on the planet when especially everybody has very weird schedules. Like I'm up at 3:00 in the morning. Justin's got work and school that he's dealing with.
Yep.
So, it's a little bit difficult, but we will let everybody know here coming up on the AfterBuzz. If that's when I have the announcement to make, by all means, I'll make it on the AfterBuzz, which by the way, coming up tomorrow, 10:30 Mountain Time. But yeah, so we'll get something locked up here, hopefully the next couple of weeks for this next D&D.
Yeah.
And I was mentioning to Justin too, something that I'd even been thinking of doing here is possibly novelizing kind of what we've been doing. Because I know for me it can be difficult in the stream, and it's the stuff that we're still trying to work the kinks out of. Is like one thing that happens during the stream frequently is you get side conversations because you have 2 people talking about something that they're planning or something, like maybe questions, like myself, being new to this still, having questions for somebody else. And so it can be difficult to follow at times. But the story that Justin has come up with it's brilliant. And my own imagination in my head, like seeing all this stuff and what I'm seeing, like it's a really damn good story. And so I've thought about possibly just going back through and rewatching the episodes and just starting to type and go through and kind of just novelize the whole thing and see what comes out, see if anybody would be willing to actually read the damn thing.
I think it could be really cool because that is the challenge of the stream, because like you have this like narrative that's going, and all of a sudden
we get sidetracked by prolapsed buttholes.
Yeah. Which
and Dragon Ball Z,
all sorts of things.
Which again, those are 2 things that didn't make the stream because that was when we were out at Street Fest, the episode that didn't get streamed simply because we ran into a lot of issues that day.
Yeah,
so that's the lost episode of the Doppelbanger.
The Doppelbanger episode. That was a fun one.
So, all right. So coming up tomorrow, I do got the AfterBuzz, 10:30 Mountain Time. We will let you guys know when we're going to be doing another character level up. I think we're good here. We got Counter Spell as the next level 3. We upped the hit points. Before we wrap up, though, do you have any other information on what would happen with some of the other characters leveling up?
Oh yeah, for sure.
As well,
so
for let's say Bonar Growrod, our half orc.
Yeah. Did it again.
You're fine.
Bonar is gonna get more hit points, of course, which is a big sack of hit points. But he's getting his mindless rage, so that means he can't. Remember how when you were battling Briarwood, he got charmed, and he started coming after you guys. Now he won't be able to do that if he's enraged. Like his mind is immune to charm or effects that will influence his or scare him or anything. So that's what he's getting. He's getting his mindless rage ability. And let's see. Hesfina is getting her. Where is it? Life Cleric. She's getting. Oh yeah, Blessed Healer. She's getting her heal spells are just more powerful. She's gonna heal even more healing spells.
Good, because I got a feeling we might need it.
Yeah. And then Zaisu Dorobo, his big feature that he gets is he just got uncanny dog. Oh, he gets expertise. again, oh, that's gross. So expertise, what it does is it lets you add double your proficiency bonus to a certain skill.
Okay.
So Zaisu will get to pick a. So like Zaisu has it in stealth, I think currently.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like double stealth. All right. So it's
So he can sneak around
it's
even
really
more.
hard. So now he's gonna get another skill that he can put expertise in that'll double.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be super helpful for him as well. Yeah, expertise
Slowly
is
but
cool.
surely, it's all coming together.
Slowly but surely.
And don't call me Shirley. Or Slow.
Or slow.
Or Lee. Anyway, so there you go. So there's our character level up. We're now level 6. In the next couple of weeks, we will have a new episode coming up, and after that point, we're going to probably still be a few more episodes away from leveling up again, because this is like early on it was we would do an episode and you level up, because it's like if you've played video games, this is where the video games got the idea from, is the leveling up happens frequently early on, and then as you progress, it slows down to where you have to play more. Like we're doing more episodes in order to level up. So the next episode, we're not going to immediately jump up to level 7. It'll probably take us, I would imagine, 3 probably episodes, depending on how they go.
See, the other thing is like we're also kind of showcasing this, so there's different ways of doing it. Like there's like experience points, and there's a lot of number crunching. You can just experience points. I'm using like the milestone system. So basically, as I'm kind of leveling them up narratively. So like as a new chapter happens, I'm kind of leveling them up,
level up to
like kind of show like the progression in chapter break. You know, like this is the new chapter. So like after you guys finish this Olstein chunk that you're going, that's probably going to be the end of that chapter if we delve into it, and then we'll move to 7. And partly is to showcase to the audience, like, oh, look at all these cool things that they can do as they get more and more powerful. And partly because it just kind of like makes sense from like a progression standpoint to just kind of like do it that way. If you do it like experience points, you can there's totally different ways you can do it. You can do it really slow grow, and it takes a long time to level up, or you can just be like Monty Hall campaign where everyone gets all the experience and just level up.
Just starting and just go.
You know, I've met people like that who've been playing for like 2 months and they're like on level 20, and it's like, you know, but it's just a different, it's a different style. Exactly, it's a different style. Like that's part of the fun. Like you can customize it really, really cool. Oh, one more thing. There's also a Facebook group that we use to kind of organize things, and we answer I check it. I answer questions, and you know,
it's also where we make the announcements of.
Yeah, so like it's
like you can even see our conversations of does Tuesday at 5 work, and then it's the the big long display afterwards of everybody like, nah, I can't do Tuesday, but I can do Wednesday, and but Wednesday at 5, can we do it at 6? And,
which is entertaining in itself. But yeah, people can just join in and check and ask questions and make suggestions about landmarks.
It's just
Legends of Concordia. It's just Legends of Concordia. And you can make suggestions like, hey, you should put, like this cool landmark in the game, and I'll, and I'll see how I can figure it out. Like,
yeah, especially if you're, in El Paso or any of the surrounding areas too, because that's what this story is based on.
Yeah,
that's where all the landmarks are coming from. I mean, the first hotel we were at was it was in the very first episode, and I'm already blanking on what it was.
Oh, we were at the Pershing Inn.
We were at the Pershing Inn is what it was actually. Not hotel. But we were at the Pershing Inn in the first episode, and there's been a few other landmarks throughout, like UTEP is actually
the Dwarven College of Mines.
Exactly.
Is at UTEP, and they have there's some stuff like we went to the Benniganigans. We've had the fountains.
I forgot about Benniganigans.
We had the fountains, and we've had we were in the Segundo area, and like we've made some traveling downtown.
And we're going up to the Keep of the Red Raider, aka
Texas Tech.
So I mean, if you guys have any ideas for anything that you'd like to see incorporated into it, by all means, hit up the Facebook Legends of Concordia. Go ahead and join in, and just start communicating, start letting us know what it is you want. And you can even maybe bring up some ideas like, hey, this person, like the one thing that has been slightly incorporated into the game are the other members of the morning show. We haven't met
Buzz. We haven't met Buzz, but
we haven't met him, but we did meet the Clack, which is the gang that he runs. And we also we haven't met Joanna, but we do know that she owns a brothel.
2 of them.
2 brothels actually, one male, one female. And we haven't. I don't believe we've heard from Lisa yet.
No, not yet.
As far as the game is concerned. But no, we're going to incorporate that. And so when it comes to any of the surrounding areas, if it's people, places, things, whatever it is, let us know, and we'll do whatever we can to incorporate it. So On that note, thank you to Justin yet again. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another episode of Legends of Concordia. And tomorrow, 10:30 Mountain Time, right here on the same YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe. You hit the like button, and you're also hitting the bell to get the notifications when we go live and we upload videos. So you can catch all of our amazing, fantastic videos, like me scaring Nico throughout the entire office. So I put that up. That's up on the YouTube page as well. So do all that fun stuff on the bottom, and we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks with more Legends of Concordia.
Bye.
As I stroll over here, and I almost drag the
your robot arm
microphone off because it's